Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being with us here for CBS 8 Plus extended forecast as we continue to track another atmospheric river making its arrival across San Diego County. In particular, we're getting hit hard this morning, but we saw this travel from Northern California down south, and it's been weakening, although even the weakening version of this storm is still bringing us several inches. So we do appreciate you being with us. I'm Evan Irani, giving you all the info you need throughout the rest of your day, your Wednesday, but then also through the rest of your week. We're looking all the way through the next 8 days. Let's start off with where we are right now, and in particular what we've already seen accumulate on the ground. Now, storm totals have been trickling in, pardon the pun there, but we have seen that rain all the way through the last several hours. In particular, it was heaviest overnight, really, from about midnight through 5 a.m. These are your totals as of 5 a.m. because even from 5 to about 10 a.m., we still saw those stronger bands passing through. We're now going to start to see things taper off, but these are your totals as of 5 a.m. 2 inches that came down in San Onofre from San Clemente all the way through Oceanside. Most numbers came in just around 2 inches plus. Then you look farther south, you move toward Fashion Valley, about an inch, Santee about an inch as well. And these numbers don't count, again, anything after 5 a.m., which in some cases was an additional inch and a half with those heavier bands that came through. Let's take a look at the next 12 hours, though. We're still going to have that expectation of scattered showers. Now, instead of that 80-90% chance of wet weather, we're looking at 60 through about 10 a.m. and then dropping down all the way to about 20, 30, 40% likelihood. So these showers are going to be scattered in nature. Some are embedded with some stronger bands of showers. So while a few of us might just get a light drizzle through the rest of the afternoon and evening, others will get a break. They'll maybe even see a bit of the sun peek through, and then very quickly another storm cell reconvening and dropping another quarter of an inch on the ground. So this is going to be just a stormy rest of your Wednesday. Now take a look at satellite radar imagery. The emphasis is how much stronger it was this morning and how things are moving in the right direction to start to move toward dry weather. So if we rewind all the way to about 5 a.m., you could see all of that green. And then now things starting to lessen a bit, especially closer to the coastline. Most of the impact, again, came overnight. Through about 4 and 5 a.m., we had a flood advisory that was issued through 4:30, and then it was extended through 8, and then it was extended through 9:30. A flood advisory for the entirety of the San Diego County coastline, all the way through your inland valleys and even your mountaintops. So it has been a very wet and a very windy Wednesday morning. We expect that those gusts are going to die down throughout the day today, but not before bringing down some trees, bringing down some power lines. It has been a mess out there on the roads. We encourage you to take it much slower and drive for what you see on the roads, the driving conditions out there, as opposed to what you're used to, because it is going to be a day full of crashes and collisions. We've seen CHP on scene of many, dozens throughout the morning. What we see over the next couple hours is that lessening impact. So here's a pause at about 10, 11 a.m. You start to see how we are picking up on more of the green and less of the yellow and orange. We continue through about 3 p.m. That means that the evening commute could still involve some scattered showers, nothing too impactful, but still dropping some rain on us. The need for the windshield wipers will stay through the day. And then into 8 p.m., we really start to see a notable drop in our precipitation totals. We still have the possibility of another about quarter of an inch in some spots. Carlsbad, Del Mar, look at another possible half an inch for Fallbrook, Escondido, Ramona, Palomar Mountain. So the largest impacts from here on will be felt inland, but even along the coastline, we still have another 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch. So decent numbers that could still be coming in throughout the rest of the day. What we see in terms of wind along the mountains and deserts, that's where the impact is the biggest. 40, 50, even up to 60 miles per hour for those gusts. Along the coastline, mostly 20 to 30 miles per hour. So a little bit less impactful, but still, when you combine those weighed down trees with plenty of rain and across the mountains, still some snow out there, when you add 20 to 30 mile per hour winds, it can really stress those trees and power lines, like we mentioned. So the impact remains throughout the day. Flood advisory expires after 9:30. We move toward drier weather, but it's really not until we get into your Thursday itself that we actually see that dry weather pronounced. Afternoon highs today, they're going to stay in the cooler than average range. Shouldn't come as a big surprise with the storm overhead, this atmospheric river. We're going to be in the low 60s for our afternoon highs. We stay cool all the way through the weekend and into early next week, but we at least have a brief drying trend on the way. That's important to recognize too here. The drying trend is only going to last through about Thursday and Friday. There's a chance, a small chance, with two separate troughs of low pressure sinking in, that we could get a few showers on Saturday. That's going to be the first opportunity, and it's going to be inland. It's going to be very, very light. So keep this in mind. Saturday is the day we're watching out for in particular over the mountains. That could last into Sunday. We dry out again Monday, and then it looks like Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, another trough of low pressure is going to be sinking in, giving us another round of wet weather. So we are not letting our guard down quite yet. All of these storms are coming in the form of rain for the mountaintops. Snow levels have dropped, but not all that much. So snow levels are now at about 7,000 feet, possibly dropping down to 6,500. Pretty much all of our San Diego County mountaintops are below that elevation and therefore picking up on rain. But if you are above 6,500 to 7,000 feet, we are expecting the possibility of more snow in the mix. This next storm is still going to be on the warmer side, so we're tracking that with rain. It looks like into Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, that is still warmer, even in the overnight hours. 34 degrees is about as cold as we'll get from Wednesday into Thursday, so this will mainly come as rain. Deserts are seeing the lightest impacts. They weren't under that flood advisory early this morning. They'll stay in the 70s through the next several days. Tomorrow, still a notably cool day. And then they will see those showers come for Tuesday and Wednesday. Remember, spring is coming. We have a lot of people who are going to be out and about celebrating St. Patrick's Day this weekend. So factor the forecast into whatever plans you have over the next several days and the next week. We are not starting spring off with completely dry skies. It looks like as early as Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll be back in that rainy zone. So this is doing wonders for our water year. Significant improvements have been made, and we're hoping that sticks. If you have any beautiful photos, we've seen some super blooms, a lot of greenery out across our mountaintops. You can snap a photo, send it to us on the CBS 8 app. We do appreciate you being with us here for a CBS 8 Plus extended forecast. And remember, you can always track the latest on cbs8.com/weather. Have a great morning.